qualified NET CSIR UGC and GRF in 1991 and SRF in 1994. After completing PhD in 1997, got selected for research associateship in 1997. The MPhil and PhD are in the field of sedimentology related to the petrophysis and diagnosis of sandstones of Jaisalmer and Marwar Basin of Rajasthan. First joined Department of Geology as a lecturer in 1996, Aligarh Muslim University, Aligarh. Later, Masroor Saab joined Department of Civil Engineering in 1997 as a lecturer of Engineering Geology. Became reader in 2006, associate professor in 2009, and professor in 2012. As much as I know, sir is very young, energetic, and I will say very learned professor of his department. Professor Masroor Saab developed an engineering geology course and lab, and he started in new course of geoengineering of rocks and rocks masses and rocks engineering apart from the basic course of engineering geology. Sir also taught remote sensing, GIS, petroleum geology, exploration and disaster management courses in different levels. Professor Masroor sir delivered various lectures on disaster management, environmental stresses, and is trained at various forums, especially at University Grant Commission, HRDC, Aligarh Muslim University, Aligarh. He played a key role in starting MTech course in geotechnical engineering from the session 2016 and 17. His research interest includes engineering geology, geoengineering and rock mechanics, earthquake engineering, sedimentology and disaster management also. Part of the group overseeing the Center of Studies on Disaster Management in the Department of Civil Engineering. He is the coordinator of Department of BTech, Department of Engineering for 5-year, for NBF got 5-year accreditation. Masroor sir completed a research project worth of 5.88 lakhs. Started DST under Young Scientist Scheme during 2003 and 6. Apart from teaching assignments, sir have a long association with the students' extracurricular activities as provost of halls and was member of AMU Code and Academic Council. Apart from, as far as the research and publication is concerned, sir has published 9 modules, M9, one book entitled Fundamentals of Engineering Geology, M15 on Engineering Geology, MHRDC, UGC, EPG Pathshala in the paper 10 with the 9 videos on each module, which can be found on Vidya Mitra on YouTube. Professor Masroor sir published 16 international and 29 research papers in national journals. Carried out some work related to the Urdu translation for Urdu medium students under the aegis of the Center of Promotion of Science, Aligarh Muslim University, Aligarh. Last but not the least, 32 papers were published in international and national conferences. Sir was the coordinator of Atal FDP on underground space utilization from 18 January 2022 to 22 January 2021, awarded by All India Council of Technical Education. With these words, I don't want to be between you and sir. Sir, now mic over to you to discuss on the topic climate change, pollution, waste management, and biodiversity conservation. Masroor sir, now mic over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Aftab, for this long introduction, which was not needed because it is.
No, sir, I would like to add one more thing. Yeah. My dear participants, if you want to know much more about the sir, you can visit on the website of Department of Civil Engineering, AMU Aligarh. It is a very short because sir has done a lot of work in this age. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. It was so long introduction that all of you must have forgotten what Dr. Aftab Ahmed has said. The shortest of the introduction is that I have done my research in geology and I am teaching in Department of Civil Engineering. So some of you may be thinking that why I am teaching in the Department of Civil Engineering. The reason is that whatever construction we do, especially in the rocky areas, we have to have a basic understanding of geology. Nowadays, you must be seeing or knowing that a lot of construction of tunnels are going on, for example. A lot of dam construction is going on, for example. So all these things, they require the knowledge of geology. So there is a subject called engineering geology, which I am teaching, though my research area is sedimentology, which is of geology. But slowly I have transgressed from geology to engineering geology. Now I'll be speaking on a topic which is somewhat a long topic. This 1.5 hours will not be enough to cover the things in detail, but still I will try to manage the things within the time. And what I have done, you see, I'll show you things from the daily newspapers. These are issues which are of concern to general populace. Climate change is an issue concerned for general populace. Pollution is a issue which is concerned to general populace. Waste management and biodiversity, it is all important for each of us. For each of us. And the most important thing is that as a what you call as a human beings, we suffer. Anything which happens on the earth, that is going to suffer the humanity in different ways. Now we all are teachers. We are all teachers. Our responsibility is much more than the others. Because we understand, we know that what is happening, we should try to transfer this kind of information to our students, and not only transfer, but also try to act. The issue nowadays, the problem nowadays is that we talk a lot, but we do not actually do anything. We do not actually do anything, only we keep talking and giving lectures and listening lectures. But we are not doing the real thing in action. So I have put some of these questions so that you can go through some very important issues which we have, and you can answer in message as Y or N for each question, so that I can have an idea that what is the insight you have and what is the concern you have about some burning issues with which our planet is being subjected to, or being in stress because of these issues. So these were some questions which you can answer while going through this presentation. Another issue is that we start with the problem of climate change. Is this climate change is a reality or is it a fact? The issue is that is it a reality or is it a fact? That is the issue. Now, for the first time, it was in 1978 that people have started talking of the climate change. It was the National Academy of Science from USA who have first indicated that there is a climate change, and that climate change is in the form of somewhat of some temperature increase of the globe, and that is being called as global warming. Now, if you can see, I have put some newspaper clips, and on each newspaper clip, you will also find the dates. You will also find the dates that when these news have come. So I keep on reading newspaper and keep on collecting the important news which is related to the topic which I am presenting. So you should also see that why these things are being published, and what is the responsibility of we as a teachers as well as our students. In 2007, United Nations have accepted this issue, and it has made an international protocol for climate change, a committee called IPCC. They have said and they have worked out, the scientists have worked out that the cause of global warming is anthropogenic. That means human beings are the cause. Human beings are the cause. And even if we think that there is no component of human intervention in global warming, but still global warming is taking place. Global warming is taking place. If you have read the newspaper, it has come that from continuously last 13 or 14 months, the average temperature of each month has broken the record of last 75 years or so. Each and every month is having the average temperature more than what should be the normal temperature. So that means there is an issue of global warming. The problem is that the humanity and life is present only on the earth. The earth is the living planet. There is no life on any other planet. Why there is no life on any other planet? There are different reasons. For example, Mercury and Venus being too close to the sun, they are too hot for the life to originate and survive. Mars is so far from the sun that the temperature is too low, so low that life cannot originate and life cannot survive at this much of cold, which is almost minus 200 degrees centigrade at the Mars. The Earth, which is third from the sun, is positioned in such a way that we have temperatures with maxima of plus 60 degree and minimum of minus 60 or minus 70 degree. So this temperature range of plus 60 degree to minus 60 degree, that is the temperature range on which life can survive. And that's why we have the life on this planet. And as of today, as of now, this is the only heaven for the life. This is the heaven for the life. We have been promised for heavens after our death, but we have to see that what will happen. But as of now, this is the heaven. The earth is the heaven for all the life forms. Now it is up to us that we keep it as a heaven. We should not make it a hell. This is all resting on the humanity. Now the earth system, if you can think of, the earth system is made up of different spheres. Earth is a sphere, and then on the earth, over the earth, inside the earth, we have different spheres which are all interacting with each other and forming our environment, forming our surrounding, which we call environment. We have atmosphere, we have biosphere, we have hydrosphere, we have lithosphere, we have asthenosphere and barysphere. And we have added one more sphere that is called as built sphere or technosphere. Atmosphere, biosphere, hydrosphere, lithosphere, asthenosphere, barysphere, they are all natural spheres. They are all natural spheres. But what we have added, the humanity has added a sphere which we can call built sphere or technosphere or technological sphere. A sphere which is seen in the form of houses, which is seen in the form of roads, which is seen in the form of bridges, which is seen in the form of tunnels, which is seen in the form of airports, railway station, and whatnot. Industries, different kinds of telecommunication. Now, all these part of built sphere has been made by taking things from atmosphere, by taking things from biosphere, by taking things from hydrosphere, by taking things from the lithosphere at least. Asthenosphere and barysphere, which is a deeper part of the earth, is starting from 200 kilometer to 6,370 kilometer. The asthenosphere and barysphere, they also affect us by providing volcanism and earthquake and magnetism. Now the hydrosphere and atmosphere, which is in the immediate vicinity of humanity, hydrosphere and atmosphere, which is in immediate vicinity of the built sphere, They provide the two essential fluids for the life, that is oxygen and water. And both of these, hydrosphere and atmosphere, has been changed to the global garbage bin. We have put in so much of waste, so much of garbage, that these two spheres, they have become highly polluted, that is atmosphere and hydrosphere. Now, if you come to the main topic, the first topic of climate change, what do you mean by climate change? What do we understand by climate change? Climate change is not always the warming. It can be cooling also. It can be excessive precipitation and change in wind direction on a very long term. Long term means at the scale of decades. So global change, climate change can cause warming, can cause cooling, can cause excessive precipitation and change in the wind direction. If there is a change in the wind direction, definitely the precipitation system will suffer. Now, Earth, if you go by geology, the Earth which got originated 4,550 million years ago, it has been subjected to climate change many times. But those climate change were at the scale of millions of years. Hundreds of millions of years are at least tens of millions of years. Climate change has had taken place in the geological past also, and many times, and we have evidence for all those. But those climate changes were natural, and they were taking place at the scale of tens of millions of years. 1 million years is equal to 10 lakh years. 1 million years is equal to 10 lakh years. But the present climate change which we are seeing has taken place within 1 lakh years. Within 1 lakh years. For this climate change, we had data. We had data of almost 150 to 200 years. We have direct data and some indirect data based on the basis of which we are saying that climate is changing. But as we know that climate changes every year, thrice or four times at different places. We have winters, summers, and rainy season. That is also a climate change. As Donald Trump understands the climate change, yes, that is a change because of Earth's movement around the sun. But within winters, we have warmer winters. Within summers, we have warmer summers. Within rainy season, we have less rain or more rain. That is the climate change that is getting departed from the average of last 50 years or so, or more than that. Now, in newspaper, the things come up about the issue of climate change. For example, Roger Federer, when lost to John Millman, he said that today's weather was very warm and I could not cope up with that warm weather. So the Roger Federer finally met his match, that is in the form of global warming. Another picture which you are able to see is the omelette being cooked in the sunlight. The temperature was so high in 2019 in Australia that the omelette or egg can be fried in the sunlight. So these are the direct evidences. Similarly, we had in 2019 in America, the temperature was minus 30 degrees, while in Australia, temperature was more than 40 degrees. So within one time frame, at the two parts of the globe, we had extreme temperatures. In America, the temperature was minus 40 degrees centigrade, so low that the jeans pant, if you can see in this photograph, they are standing without men or women inside. They have got frozen. Similarly, at different places, we have excessive temperatures, hot temperatures, which has led to the lot of forest fire. From last 15 years to 20 years, lot of forest fire are raging in Europe, in America, in Australia, so much that they are not been able to douse. They have not been able to completely douse by the superpower like America. The fire is still going on in California. More than 500 people have died. Lot of houses got burned. Lot of vehicles got burned. And this is happening in Europe also. This is happening in Australia also. Even it has happened at an island which is surrounded by the sea last year. Now the scientists have studied, they have started studying the temperature change on a long-term basis from 1850 onward, and they have observed that from 1880 to 1910 the temperature has risen by 0.5 degrees centigrade, and from 1935 to 1975 the temperature remains almost same. Then from 1975 to 2010 temperature has risen up to 1.25 or 1.5 degrees centigrade. There was a very short span of cooling somewhere in 1998 because of lot of volcanism by Mount Pinatubo volcano. That has resulted into some cooling. So if you can see this graph, you can see that from 1850 to 1880 the temperature is rising. From 1870 to 1910 temperature is going down. That is global cooling. From 1910 to 1935 again temperature has risen. Then from 1950 to 1970 temperature has again risen, and from 1975 till date temperature is continuously rising and rising. The average temperature rise was 1 degree centigrade. Now it is being recorded to be 1.9 to 2 degrees centigrade. Now the issue is that is it a natural cause? The cause is natural or anthropogenic. That is the issue. That we have to see that is it a natural or anthropogenic, because there are a lot of natural processes which can create global warming or global cooling. So is the humanity which can create global warming or global cooling. And both the things are somehow related to the greenhouse gases. They are related to somehow with the greenhouse gases, in which we have carbon dioxide, methane, that is CH4, NO2, SO2, H2O, that is water vapor also. So the cause of global warming has been ascribed to the greenhouse gases. And now greenhouse, why we call it greenhouse? Greenhouses are being made by agriculturists or botanists to grow the plants at a faster rate. They used to make a hut of glass. Nowadays they are using plastic. When you make a hut of glass, then it traps carbon dioxide, and plants and trees, they like carbon dioxide and they use carbon dioxide for their growth. So these greenhouse gases, they are actually causing the global warming. Now, from where these greenhouse gases are coming? Most of these greenhouse gases are coming due to the burning of fossil fuel. The nature which has put the oil and coal inside the earth below the ground, some 100 meter, 200 meter, 500 meter to 10 kilometers below the ground, the earth has deposited them. Now we are taking it out and we are burning. The earth has taken millions and millions of years to deposit it. We are taking only hundreds of years to take it out and burn it, and to add these greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, which is resulting into the global warming. Now, these greenhouse gases are important also. This is not the case that if we just remove all the greenhouse gases from our atmosphere, we will be comfortable. No. These greenhouse gases, they are very important for us, because if you remove the greenhouse gases, the temperature will go down to minus 18 degrees centigrade. The temperature will go to minus 18 degrees centigrade. That is, there will be difference of 33 degrees from the average almost 15 degrees centigrade or 20 degrees centigrade average global temperature. It will go to the minus 18 degrees centigrade, and it will be very difficult. It will be very difficult to survive at this temperature of minus 18 degrees centigrade. So global warming is, of course, what you call greenhouse gases are important, but their amount has to be in balance. Their amount has to be in balance. So what happens actually from the sun? The sunlight comes as a shortwave radiation. When it hits the earth and goes back into the atmosphere, it is converted into long wave radiation. And the long wave radiation, they are not able to penetrate the greenhouse gases, which are CO2, N2O, H2O, CH4, and that results into trapping of heat, and that heat goes back again to the earth, and that is causing the global warming. Now, these global warming, if we think of natural factors, what could be the natural factors of global warming or global cooling? The natural factors can be that if the Earth's orbit around the sun gets changed, then there will be global warming or global cooling, depending upon in what way it is changing. Similarly, the rotation of Earth on its axis. Earth has a tilted axis. Earth has a tilted axis, that is 22.1 degree tilt the Earth has, and according to that tilt, some part of the atmosphere, some part of the land is in the direct sunlight, and some part is in indirect sunlight. So what happens that because of spinning of the earth on its axis, the global temperature pattern is decided. Now it has been said that because of 2011 Japan earthquake and 2004 Indonesian earthquake, which has resulted into generation of tsunami, the rotational axis have changed, and because of that rotational axis, there can be change in the global temperature distribution. So there could be a natural cause also, but scientists have said that this cause is minor, microscopic, as compared to the cause which is related to the humanity. Now, sometimes we have solar activity. The sun surface becomes highly active. That is called as solar activity, which results into solar storm. So when there is a solar storm, that can also cause excessive heating. So that can be another natural cause. Now, greenhouse gases. Greenhouse gases, from where these greenhouse gases have come out? They have come out through volcanoes. The earth was degassed by different volcanic activity. All these gases which we have in atmosphere, they have come from inside the earth through lava and through volcano. So if on earth volcanism starts everywhere, then of course the greenhouse gases will become more in the atmosphere and there will be global warming. But what has been seen, that the volcanic activity has come down with time. In last 50 million years or so, the volcanic activity has come down with time. So again, the natural cause of this has not been ascribed to volcanism, rather due to the what you call anthropogenic causes. Ocean acidification. Now what happens? We have 3/4 ocean and 1/4 land. We have 3 times the earth ground. We have ocean, huge ocean bodies: Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, Antarctic Ocean, Arctic Ocean, whatnot. These oceans, they used to absorb greenhouse gases, especially carbon dioxide. And they convert these carbon dioxide into lime. And the lime is converted into limestone. Lot of animals which are living in the sea, they make their body parts using calcium carbonate, which is sequestered from the ocean water. So the ocean water used to act as a sink for the carbon dioxide. But because of pollution of ocean waters and because of increasing acidity of ocean waters, the absorbance of carbon dioxide into ocean has been reduced. Because of this reduction, now we have more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere because ocean has stopped taking the amount of carbon dioxide they should have had taken because of ocean acidity. And the ocean acidity has been created by human beings by putting polluted water into the ocean through the rivers. Now, why we are actually worried with the global warming? We are worried by global warming because we have to face excessive heat. For facing excessive heat, we need more air, electricity, more air conditioning. From where we are going to produce that much of electricity and from where we are going to have that much of air conditioning. The other most important thing is that when the global warming will take place, the sea level will increase because of excessive melting of the ice. Because of excessive melting of the ice. The ice melting will lead to the sea level rise. And when there is a sea level rise, all our small islands habitated by human beings, they will be drowned underwater. Where they will go? Where the humans living on an island which has maximum height of 3 meters from the mean sea level, where they will go? So the global warming is being ascribed to have effect on ice melting, and if the ice starts melting, the who's the fresh which are coming into our rivers and which are feeding our groundwater system for survival of humanity. Now, if you can see this graph, in this graph, there are different causes of sea level rise. At least they have listed 6 causes of sea level rise. That is melting of glaciers, land water storage, melt from Antarctica, melt from Greenland, thermal expansion below 2000 meter, thermal expansion above 2000 meter. Now I am trying to focus on this issue, that is thermal expansion below 2000 meter and above 2000 meters. That is from surface 0 to 2000 meter. Now when you warm water in any utensil, the volume of water increases. So even if ice is not melting, even if the polar ice is not melting, even if the mountain glaciers are not melting, excessive heat in the atmosphere will raise the sea level on its own. So the major issue is the sea level rise. Now this is a video. The video will not play. I am trying to play it, but perhaps it will not be playing. Is it playing? Perhaps it will not play. This is Gondwana land. This is Gondwana land. Some 65 million years, what you call 65 million years back. Slide is not changing and nobody is telling me.
No, sir, video is not playing.
Our video is not playing, but slide is also not changing. Na?
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Slide is not also changing. Why it is happening? Why slide is not changing? That is the issue. Because I have gone to slide number 19. Okay, I am again I'll try to upload it again. Why slide is not changing? That I have to check. Just a minute. Now there was a supercontinent called Gondwana land, and that Gondwana land was in the southern hemisphere. It was in the southern hemisphere. Now can you see the fresh slide?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. This is the slide which is depicting the solar flares. This is the slide which was depicting the solar flare. Then we have a slide which is telling us that how these gases have originated through natural process of degassing of the earth through volcanism. Then I have put this slide which shows the ocean acidification. The ocean acidification is rising from 1955 till 2020, and with the increase in ocean acidification, carbon dioxide is also increasing. Then I have shown this slide for different level of sea level increase because of different causes, that is melting from glacier, land water storage, melt from Antarctica, melt from Greenland, thermal expansion below 2000 meter and from 0 to 2000 meter. Then I was showing you this slide of Gondwana land. Now you see, when these continents, they were together in the southern hemisphere, their overall temperature regime must have been different. They must have been different. But because of plate tectonics, all of you must be knowing what is plate tectonics. Now, because of breaking of this Gondwana land, the continents, they have moved away from each other. And that is called as tectonic movement or tectonic shift. This is the present position. So when the continents, they leave their past original position, which was in southern hemisphere, and they have come in the northern hemisphere, the overall temperature will change. The overall temperature regime is bound to change. But this change takes 60 million years, 50 million years, 40 million years, 10 million years. But the global warming which we are seeing today has developed in last 250 years only. So there can be different direct reasons of global warming that could be natural as well as that can be anthropogenic. Now the data to prove global warming has come from direct measurement using thermometers. The thermometers were originated some 250, 300 years ago. So we have direct record of temperature from that time. When scientists have started measuring it, they have put temperature thermometers all over the country, all over the world, on the ships, everywhere. But we also have got some data from old literature. The farmers used to write the temperature at different times. So the evidence have been gathered from historical data. Evidence have been gathered from the proxy data. Evidence have been gathered from the proxy data. Now, what can you see here? Can anybody tell me what you can see here? What is
piece of glacier.
Eh?
Glacier, sir. Piece of glacier.
No. This is the proxy evidence that if the thickness of glacier and length decreases or increases, that can be because of global warming or global cooling. Okay? It can be either due to the global warming. If length and thickness of glacier is decreasing, that means the temperature is increasing. And if the length and thickness of glaciers are increasing, that means the temperature is going down. Now here, this is a picture from Scotland. From Scotland, this is a big rock boulder. This is a big rock boulder. Now this big rock boulder is called as erratic. This rock has nothing to do with the rock which is present at the site where this big erratic is present. The similar rock is present some 40 kilometers away from this place. Now the question is, how come it has come here? How come it has come here? ये यहाँ आया कैसे? This must have been brought by glaciers. इसके अलावा कोई इसको यहाँ ला नहीं सकता. So this is called as erratic. Now the presence of erratic means the glacier was present up to this place. You must be knowing that we had a Him Yug. We had an ice age. some 2 million years back. That is called as Pleistocene glaciation. So that glaciation has vanished from, it has started somewhere 2 million years ago, 20 lakh years ago, and it has started vanishing from 1 lakh 60,000 years ago. The evidence of past global presence of glacier is present in the form of erratics. Now, if you can see the left side picture, there is a hilltop. Pictures have been taken at a same month, same time in 1912, 1970, 2000 and 2006. And what you can see, the reduction of ice. The reduction of ice means the increased global temperature. When there is an increased global temperature, there will be less snowfall, there will be less ice formation, there will be more melting and less ice caps. So this is an example of proxy data. Similarly, if you can see the right-hand picture, here I have put this is called erratic again. This I have taken picture from Sonmarg. There is a tea stall at the base. So it's a huge rock. And this rock is not present in the surrounding area. This rock has not present in the surrounding area. This must have come from lot distance by glaciers. If you can see the valley, this is Sonmarg. The valley is U-shaped. Any valley which is U-shaped means it has been carved by glacier, not by the river. The rivers, they form V-shaped valleys. Glaciers form U-shaped valleys. So wherever you find U-shaped valley and today there is no glacier, that means glacier was there. So that is a proxy evidence of increase in global temperatures. Similarly, we have some rocks which are hanging from roof of the caves. And there are some rocks which are growing from the floor of the caves. They are called as stalactites and stalagmites. The scientists have studied stalactites and stalagmites in the term of hydrogen, oxygen, and carbon isotope, and they have said after analysis that the global temperature is increasing from 1500 years to 2000, year 2000. See the graph. So this is another proxy evidence. One of the best proxy evidence came from the ice cores. The ice were cored out from the Antarctica, from the Greenland, from the Arctic countries, and they have collected almost 20 kilometers of ice cores from different places with a deepest core of 3.6 kilometers. In this core, they have got the bubble. In that bubble, they had the gases of which time when that ice was formed. So they have got atmospheric composition of last 8,50,000 years from the gas bubble chemistry, and they have compared that chemistry with the present chemistry of the atmosphere today. And this has suggested that there is an appreciable increase in carbon dioxide, nitrogen oxide, sulfur dioxide. So this is what is called as ice core gases. That is a proxy evidence. And what they have shown, the graph from the ice cores, it has said that from 1600 to 1850, the temperature was almost same with little up and down. But from 1850 to 900, there was a sharp rise. From 1900 to 1920, there was a drop. And then again, there's an increase from 1920 to 1950. Then there was a drop from 1950 to 1975. And then again from 1975 to 2000, there is an increase in the temperature. Another proxy evidence was from the wood. They have collected wood. They have chemically analyzed different rings which are representing different seasons. One light and one dark colored ring suggests 1 year, one summer and one winter. They have taken sample from the core and they have kept on taking sample from core towards the margin. Margin means it is the latest Margin means it is latest. This is the center, oldest part of the wood. This is the youngest part of the wood. They have calculated the presence of isotopic hydrogen, isotopic oxygen, isotopic carbon, and they have suggested that dioxide, you can see that how carbon dioxide has increased and decreased with time. Somewhere up to 50 years or 70 years back, up to 70 years from today, there were ups and downs at a regular interval. But from last 70 years to present, there is a sudden increase, almost a vertical line, as you can see CH4 today and CO2 today. We have put 26 to 50 billion tons of carbon dioxide every year. The carbon dioxide, which was 280 per part million, now it has increased to 500 per part million. So carbon dioxide is increasing as well as CH4 is increasing, and both are the important greenhouse gases which has resulting into global warming. When there is a global warming, there will be more water vapor production, and you will have more H2O as a vapor phase, which is also a greenhouse gas, and all clubbed together will result into global warming. So नेचुरल कॉज नहीं है, जो भी कॉज है वो एंथ्रोपोजेनिक कॉज है. ये एक रिसर्च पेपर पब्लिश किया मैक किट्रिक ने कनाडा के 2003 में, which is known as hockey stick paper, because if you can see the end part is just going like a hockey. So it is famous as a hockey stick paper. And the result what we have today is that ये सूरज की साजिश नहीं है, खुद जमी सेक रहे हैं हम. We should not blame the natural process, mainly the sun, but we have to blame ourselves. Why we are fearing climate change? Why to fear climate change? There are some obvious reasons and there are some less obvious reasons. Global warming, water, increased desertification, more humidity, severe weather conditions, sea level rise. The only positive point is increase in agriculture produce. Less obvious ones which we cannot see directly, but it is also happening. Local to regional migration, increase in certain diseases, thermohaline conveyor, yani jo sea currents hain, they will have different movement which will cause El Nino and La Nina, changed agriculture pattern, crop failure will be more because of extreme weather climate, animal migration will be there, human migration will be there, ecological imbalance will be there, and there will be a lot of crop loss due to the extreme weather, which you have seen कि कभी भी आंधी आ जाती है, कभी भी तूफान आ जाता है और खड़ी गेहूं की फसल जो है वो जमीन पे लेट जाती है. If you see the newspaper, lot of news. Bitter cold spread east in US. Heat turned Shanghai streets into giant slumber party. जापान में जेबी तूफान ने से जिंदगी की जंग. शंघाई में टेम्परेचर इतना बढ़ गया कि ACs have stopped working. ACs have stopped working. Just last rainy season, what we have seen in Himachal Pradesh and in Uttarakhand, lot of flash floods and lot of landslides. 60% of US population under heat advisory or flash flood warning. What is being done for this? What is being done for this? The very first conference to address the issue of global warming and pollution was in 1972 in Sweden. And from 1972, every year or every 2 years or every 3 years, there has been some international conference in which head of the states, they come and they discuss the issue, but no result. No result. So I have listed some important conferences which has happened in 1997, 2000, 2001 Morocco, 2002 India, 2004 Argentina, 2005 Germany, 2007 Indonesia, 2008 Poland, 2009 Denmark, 2010 Mexico, 2011 UN Climate, 2012 Durban, 2013 Poland again, 2014 Peru, 2016 Morocco, 2017 Germany, 2017 Kenya also, 2017 France also, 2018 in Korea, 2018 in Poland, 2019 in Spain, 2020 because of COVID there was no climate conference. Then it was in 2021, that is Glasgow, Scotland. It was to happen in Chile, but last minute change has taken place and it was shifted to Glasgow, Scotland. In global warming, COP, Conference of Parties, ये जो अपनी भी climate conferences हुई हैं, they are known as Conference of Parties. Parties means countries. In global warming, COP actually stands for Control or Perish. Control or perish. What the people who are fighting for the climate, who are fighting for the environment, what they have said? They have said that these conferences, they are simply dishonesty and falsehood, because these are the reasons why 3 decades of climate negotiations have achieved little. They are deafening noises and muted outcomes. शोर बहुत ज्यादा है, रिजल्ट बहुत कम है. 1972 से कॉन्फ्रेंस होती चली आ रही है, but what is the result? The result is that we are still behaving as ostrich. We are still behaving as ostrich. COP27, Egypt 2022. Our last chance to tackle climate change is coming around again. And what actually the result is? You will have a climate report. People will claim that they were part of IPCC climate report. And what you find in that climate report, gobble, they go and mumbo jumbo. They are playing with the terminology. You will come to know a lot new words, lot new term, but no result. Greta Thunberg from Sweden, she is a famous climate activist. She said that our leaders are not mature enough to take proper action on climate change. Even that burden they leave to us children. The leaders have ignored us in the past and they will ignore us again. You say you love your children above all else, yet you are stealing their future in front of their very eyes by polluting the climate and by global warming. She has very critical of India also, and she said India emits a lot since they have many people and very dirty coal. We have high population and very poor coal. Scolester Jake for climate. Every Friday in Switzerland, the school boys are on strike for climate change. Now, why the countries, they are not fighting the climate change? Because resource generation, development, that has to be checked. So the issue is economics versus resources versus emission. The problem is that if we stop our industrialization, our resources will become limited. But if you go for having more and more resource, you will have to go for more emission. And that emission is going to create global warming, and that will kill the humanity as well as other life forms. Now, India and China, they are saying, which are being taken to be the most polluting countries as of present because of their past development by international community. India and China is saying that they will think of reducing industrial emission after 2030. After 2030. Now, if India and China, the two most populous countries, they think that they will start reducing the emission of greenhouse gases after 2030, then what will happen up to 2030? The global temperature, which has already risen up to 1.5 degrees centigrade, may rise to 2 degrees centigrade. If the temperature goes up to 2 degrees centigrade, then there will be more and more problems. So today, the fight is for the next 12 years or 14 years, 16 years, that let's not allow the global rise of temperature from 1.5 to 2 degrees centigrade. Because what will happen? If the rise is up to 1.5 degrees centigrade, only 6% of insect will be lost. But if it is 2 degrees centigrade, 18% of insect will be lost. 8% of plants will be lost if that increase is 1.5 degrees centigrade. But if it is 2%, then it will be double, that is 16%. So not only the plant and animal life will vanish, the corals will vanish. If the corals vanish, then again it will affect the life of lot of sea animals. Sea level will rise, crop will start failing, the amount of sea will be reduced, extreme heat condition will take place, and there will be water scarcity. Now you must be hearing that Bangalore is now a water scarce city. There is no water in Bangalore. This is going to happen with each and every country, especially those, each and every city or district, especially those which are on a rocky island. On a rocky island. Now, if sea level rises, what will happen? There will be more coastal erosion. If there is more coastal erosion, the land will be lost to the sea. To protect the land erosion, what we can do? What we are doing here? We are putting concrete tetrapods and concrete blocks. This picture I have taken from Goa. Now, this is being done to stop coastal erosion. But you think, are we really going to stop coastal erosion? Because in making this concrete tetrapods and concrete blocks, how much limestone we must have excavated for making cement, how much rock we must have excavated to making aggregate, how much transportation we have taken in to transport limestone and aggregate to the plants, how much carbon dioxide we have released during transportation, how much carbon dioxide we have released during the formation or production of these material, and how much carbon dioxide we have released in transporting from the factories to this place. So ultimately, what we are in a vicious cycle of carbon dioxide generation and sea level rise. There are people who have individually taken task of saving the environment. One of David Buckle, he was a senator in the United States of America. He is opposing the excessive use of oil and gas. He is saying that we should curb use of oil and gas in our vehicle industry because the use of oil and gas is going to kill our earth. And he said that how it is going to kill, he has poured oil onto himself and lit a match, burning match to himself, and he died. He said that as I am dying, the earth will die. There is a company which makes dresses, Patagonia. His boss, Yuan Chouinard, has said that all the profit will go to the saving of the earth. He has pledged all the profit his company is going to make to save the earth. So that is the issue of climate change. Now, here I am going to switch to other topic other than climate change, that is pollution. And that issue is that what is bigger issue? Human-induced environmental disorders leading to earth pollution and degradation or the climate change? क्लाइमेट चेंज बड़ा इशू है या ह्यूमन इंड्यूस एनवायरमेंटल पोल्यूशन, जिसको मैं एनवायरमेंटल डिसऑर्डर कह रहा हूं, एनवायरमेंटल पोल्यूशन एंड डिग्रेडेशन, कौन सा बड़ा इशू है, ये हमें अब देखना है। एनवायरमेंट डिसऑर्डर्स जिसको हम डायरेक्टली नहीं देख सकते, फील नहीं कर सकते, इट इज किलिंग 100 पीपल एवरी 30 मिनट्स ड्यू टू डिफरेंट ailments, due to different diseases. Call it Zika, call it Ebola, call it dengue, call it cancer, call it flu, call it diabetes, call it coronavirus, and nowadays increased heart failure. These diseases, they are also increasing with global warming. India has lost 138 persons per lakh of its population in 2015 due to the pollution. Death by breath. We are dying by breathing the polluted air. my younger brother was not well. He was admitted to a hospital in Delhi, Fortis, and they started giving him oxygen. They have started giving him oxygen. He refused to take that oxygen by saying jokingly that this much pure oxygen I will not find in Delhi. So why should I take this much pure oxygen? The problem is that we are breathing polluted air with full of particles, PM 2.5 or PM 10 to 2.5 or even finer particles. And they are taking toll of our lungs. And that was the reason that during the COVID period, the maximum deaths were in the metropolis cities. Because the metropolis cities, they were more polluted, their population was already had bad lungs, their lungs were already compromised, and that COVID-19 has attacked them much faster as compared to other places which were away from the metropolis stations. This is the pollution level of different cities in the NCR. In the NCR, you can see. Now, 7 years ago or 10 years ago, the pollution level was dropped when they switched to CNG. The pollution level, see the graph. The pollution level dropped from it started dropping from 2000 to 2008, and then again it started increasing. So we have missed an opportunity. We have missed an opportunity by putting more industry and more industry. Now, I have got this data from Times of India, in which in 2015, it says, this data I got in 2016, it says that top 5 selling drugs, top 10 selling drugs, may 5 drugs they are of diabetes. India is capital of diabetes. Why? What's the reason? Why we are the capital of diabetes? So there are a lot of issues which have caused by human beings. They are causing stress to our earth, and they themselves are feeling the strains. So we have anthropogenic stresses and anthropogenic strains. Population growth will lead to the food production and distribution. Waste generation and disposal will lead to the air, land, and water pollution. Indiscriminate resource exploitation will lead to the land degradation. Energy demand and carbon footprint will lead to the climate change. Infrastructure development will result into ecosystem and loss of biodiversity. Everything has some negative issue. Waste reduction and disposal. The biggest problem nowadays is that where to put our waste. We are creating so much of waste that we are not able to dispose of those waste. What to do with the waste? This is the biggest issue. So the ultimate aim should be that we should produce less waste. How can we produce less waste? That is the biggest issue. Waste reduction and disposal. Swachh Bharat Abhiyan was started in 2014. For what? For having cleanliness all around. But our house cleanliness will result into dirtification of our mohalla. Our mohalla will result into, if our mohalla is getting clean, then it is going to create problem for our city. If our cities need to be cleaned, then that garbage will end up somewhere else. The problem is that how can we reduce the waste generation? We are putting 60,000 crore per year in Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, and which has failed. Because we are drowned in garbage sea of garbage. If you see around you in the cities, you will find lot of garbage. The Swachh Bharat mission was started in 4,041 towns. It has produced 66,575 toilets, 56,928 rural schools with separate toilets for girls and boys. Permission was not given for new school, colleges, bus stands and dispensaries and petrol pumps if they don't have toilet. National sanitation campaign is being observed from 25th to 31st October. but still the result is not very good. The result is still not very good. 600 million Indians defecate in the open, which is 48%. And see the statistics with compared to Afghanistan, Congo, and Bangladesh and Brunei. See the statistics. The evidence is clear. Sikkim has the lowest defecation. Bihar and Orissa has the maximum open defecation. Why it is happening is still today. And this is resulting into the diseases. So we need as much of toilets, as much of food. We need as much of toilet, as much of food. Now this is look like a hill, but this is a garbage mound in Ghazipur landfill site in Delhi. In 2012 or something like that, it has failed, which has resulted into sliding of garbage and killing of two people, which were motorcycle borne. They have been thrown into the drain, which is, see the colored picture of Ghazipur landfill site. We have at least 3 or 4 hill-like structure of garbage in Delhi. When Ghazipur landfill site failed, then government has decided that we will not put more garbage onto this hill. We will throw this garbage which is coming out of Delhi to somewhere else, and they have decided a place called Rani Kheda in Noida. The people of Rani Kheda, they have objected, and they said they will not allow to throw the garbage of Delhi at their village site. So the problem is we could not identify the new landfill sites. And the landfill sites which are made, they are made scientifically so that we can produce some gases which can be used for industry, which can be used for burning in household for making food. But all our landfill sites, they have failed miserably. We have at least 500 landfill sites in India which need to be capped, which need to be closed, because they have gone more than their design life, and we have not been able to produce anything. See the picture from Bangalore. A small river is frothing with the waste froth. You can see in Bombay, fire in the garbage dump yard. I got this statistics in 2017. The garbage production from 2015 to 2000, that is in the 5 years difference, the garbage has gone up by 2075% in Delhi. 2075% in Delhi, just imagine. 1750% in Bangalore, 105% in Mumbai, 155% in Hyderabad, Chennai 60%, Ahmedabad 48.5%, and Calcutta only 8.3%. This is statistics some 24, 30, 23 years back. What must be the case today? So the biggest issue is, apart from climate change, the biggest issue is what to do with the waste and why we are generating this much of waste. Why we are generating this much of waste? Can anybody answer in a one word? Why the waste generation has increased? Why the waste generation has increased? Can anybody answer? Or everybody is sleeping? Only I am awake.
Only because we are choosing our suitability. We don't bother about the nature. We don't bother about the climate.
So
that's why we are.
One word only. Consumerism.
Yeah.
Bazaar.
Exactly, sir.
Bazaar.
Exactly.
Bazaar,
Yes,
and
sir.
nothing else. We need more legs. In our childhood days, we used to have 1 pair of shoe only. Today we have 5 pairs of shoe and 6 pairs of shoe, and some may be having 10 pairs of shoes. This boy Dennis is asking her mom that, "Mom, you need more legs, not more shoes." consumerism. In Delhi, there is a place called Seelampur. In Delhi, there is a place called Seelampur. Seelampur people, they used to collect garbage from garbage site. They used to collect plastic. They used to collect metals. They used to collect glass, and then they sell it. They live on the waste collected from the garbage sites. Ravish Kumar has given one YouTube presentation, and in that what he has said कि अगर दिल्ली को साफ रखना है तो सीलमपुर को गंदा रहना होगा. अगर दिल्ली को साफ रखना है तो सीलमपुर को गंदा रहना होगा. अगर गाजियाबाद को साफ रखना है तो मेरठ को गंदा रहना होगा. हम कूड़े को कर क्या रहे हैं? एक जगह से शिफ्ट करके दूसरी जगह ले जा रहे हैं. Move to dump neighboring cities trash invites public ire. Disease caused by Meerut waste ground claims 22 life. क्या करेंगे हम? Are we a filthy nation? क्या ये प्रॉब्लम हर जगह है पूरी दुनिया में या सिर्फ हमारे वहां? सुप्रीम कोर्ट कह रहा है कि दिल्ली कूड़े के टाइम बम पर बैठी हुई है, कैपिटल. और जूही चावला काठमांडू में उठा रही है प्रदूषण का मुद्दा. अपने वहां नहीं दिखाई दे रहा है. जूही चावला ने उठाया काठमांडू में प्रदूषण का मुद्दा और अपने वहां नहीं दिखाई दे रहा है. We do not bother where our waste go out once it is out of our houses. With growing industrialization and rising consumerism, it is a problem multiplying at ever-increasing acceleration. Urban India generates 68.8 million tons of garbage. 6,000 tons plastic waste remains uncollected. India Today magazine का कवर 1993 का और 2014 का 2014. 1993 में इंडिया टुडे ने पब्लिश किया कैन वी क्लीन द मेस, कैन वी क्लीन अवर गार्बेज, कैन वी क्लीन अवर सिटीज, कैन वी क्लीन अवर कंट्री. और 2014 में यानी 21 साल के बाद फिर वही आर्टिकल आ रहा है, डर्टी नेशन. डर्टी नेशन. Can somebody identify the picture here? Can somebody identify the picture in the background?
ताजमहल.
ताजमहल. और फोरग्राउंड में क्या है? फोरग्राउंड में क्या है? यमुना का बैंक है. देख रहे हैं कीचड़ कूड़ा दिखाई दे रहा है. इंडिया सॉलिड वेस्ट टू एनर्जी प्लांट लॉन्च एट दिल्ली एट नरेला बवाना. वेंकैया नायडू साहब बैठे हैं, वाइस प्रेसिडेंट थे उस वक्त. लैंड फाइल साइट्स भलसावा, गाजीपुर और ओखला ये सब ओवरफ्लोइंग हो गई तो एक नई नरेला में साइंटिफिक लैंडफिल साइट्स प्रोड्यूस की गई ताकि हम उससे एनर्जी प्रोड्यूस कर सके. लेकिन आईआईटी दिल्ली के प्रोफेसर थे, उन्होंने कहा इंडियन वेस्ट इज वेस्ट. इंडियन वेस्ट इज वेस्ट. यानी हम अपने वेस्ट से कुछ प्रोड्यूस भी नहीं कर सकते क्योंकि हम अपने वेस्ट को सेग्रीगेट ही नहीं कर पाते. हम अपने वेस्ट को बायोडिग्रेडेबल एंड नॉन बायोडिग्रेडेबल को सेग्रीगेट घर के लेवल पे भी नहीं करते, मोहल्ले के लेवल पे भी नहीं होता, फिर डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल पे भी नहीं होता. सब मिलके एक जगह पहुंच जाता है और फिर वो किसी काम का नहीं रहता. डायबिटीज की प्रॉब्लम जो इंडिया में है वो 2016 में मुझे आर्टिकल मिला था, ये 2018 में मिला और 2023 में भी मिला कि साहब डायबिटीज क्यों है? तो हम कोई बहुत रिच खाना तो नहीं खाते, डायबिटीज हमारे गांव में पहुंची हुई है. तो ये एयर पॉल्यूशन से लिंक्ड है. बैड एयर लिंक टू डायबिटीज, इंडिया एट ग्रेटर रिस्क. एयर पॉल्यूशन को कोई रोक नहीं सकता. एयर पॉल्यूशन गांव में भी जाएगा, देहात में भी जाएगा, उनके पास भी जाएगा जो बेचारा सुबह शाम मेहनत कर रहा है, दिन भर खेत में रह रहा है, फिजिकली मेहनत कर रहा है, मोटा अनाज खा रहा है, लेकिन डायबिटीज है उसको. लेकिन उसको डायबिटीज है. व्हाई? बिकॉज ऑफ एयर पॉल्यूशन. आपने सुना होगा पराली बर्निंग. पराली बर्निंग का इशू आ जाता है. कहां पे सबसे ज्यादा पराली बर्निंग होती है? पंजाब और हरियाणा में, वेस्ट यूपी में. अब ये सरदार जी जो है ये अपने बच्चों को चादर में ढक के ले जा रहे हैं. ये पंजाब से पिक्चर आया है कि भाई जहां पराली बर्निंग हो रही है वहां तो सबसे ज्यादा पॉल्यूशन होगा. शोर तो दिल्ली वाले ज्यादा करते हैं. दिल्ली वाले अपने वेहिकुलर पॉल्यूशन को नहीं देखते, लेकिन वहां के पॉल्यूशन को, पंजाब का पॉल्यूशन, हरियाणा का पॉल्यूशन उनको बहुत नागवार गुजरता है. बट द थिंग इज कि जहां पे भी पराली जाएगी, दोज पीपल दे विल सफर फर्स्ट. और बाकी पीपल तो सफर करेंगे लेकिन बाद में करेंगे। अब क्या हो रहा है कि साहब एयर प्योरीफायर बना के बेचे जाने लगे और अब बड़े बड़े चौराहों पे बड़े बड़े एयर प्योरीफायर लगे। पहले प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट करो और फिर पैसा कमाओ। मार्केट फोर्सेस ने पॉल्यूशन क्रिएट भी करते हैं और फिर पॉल्यूशन से बचने की डिवाइस भी बनाते हैं। तो इट इज ऑल फर्स्ट क्रिएट डूम एंड देन मेक बूम। दिल्ली, चंडीगढ़, अहमदाबाद एंड वन और मोर प्लेसेस दे हैव बड़े बड़े एयर प्योरीफायर लगा दिए गए। द इशू इज कि गार्बेज को हमें निकलने नहीं देना है घर के बाहर। हमको इकट्ठा घर पे रखना चाहिए। हफ्ते में एक दफा गार्बेज बाहर जाना चाहिए और वो भी किसी फिक्स पॉइंट पे कलेक्ट होना चाहिए। और मेरा अपना ख्याल है कि गार्बेज जो है वो गवर्नमेंट को खरीदना चाहिए इंडिविजुअल पब्लिक से, चाहे वो 1 रुपए में 1 किलो गार्बेज खरीदे या 1 रुपए में 5 किलो गार्बेज खरीदे, लेकिन गार्बेज गवर्नमेंट को खरीदना चाहिए सेग्रीगेटेड। जिसका गार्बेज जितना अच्छा सेग्रीगेटेड उसको उसी हिसाब से पैसा मिलना चाहिए। गार्बेज इज अ कलेक्टर्स आइटम, इट शुड नॉट बी थ्रोन आउट। हम लोग यूनिवर्सिटी में मुहिम चलाते हैं कि साहब प्लास्टिक इस्तेमाल नहीं करेंगे। हमने भी चलाई जब हम एनएसएस के कोऑर्डिनेटर थे। प्लास्टिक पे बैन लगा हुआ है, प्लास्टिक पे बैन लगा है, आप प्लास्टिक यूज नहीं कर सकते, ठीक है। तो ये एक इशू है प्लास्टिक, उसका मैं अभी आपको थोड़ा सा बाद में दिखाऊंगा। थोड़ा सा हम ड्रिंकिंग वाटर पे आ जा रहे हैं कि अब जो सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम हो रही है वो ड्रिंकिंग वाटर की है। बेंगलोर में आपने देख लिया, शिमला में पहले हो चुका है। हमारे पास पानी तो बहुत है, समुंदर जो है वो 97.5% तो समुंदर में पानी है, और हमारा लेकिन फ्रेश वाटर जो है वो सिर्फ 2.5% है। और उस 2.5% में 30% जो है वो ग्राउंड वाटर का पानी है, 68% जो है वो आइस के फॉर्म में है, बाकी 0.2, 0.04 और 0.03% रिवर में है। तो इशू ये है कि ये जो पानी की शॉर्टेज हो रही है इसको कैसे हम टैकल करेंगे, क्योंकि ओशन का जो वाटर है वो हमारे किसी काम का नहीं है। और अगर काम का है भी तो उनके लिए है जो ओशन के पास है, वो डिसैलिनेशन करके उसको यूज कर लें। लेकिन ऐसे ओशन का वाटर हमारे किसी काम का नहीं है। हमारे पास जो पानी है वो या तो सरफेस वाटर है जो कि पॉल्यूटेड है रिवर्स में, लेक्स में, और फिर एक पानी बच रहा है ग्राउंड वाटर जिसको हम ओवर एक्सप्लोटेशन की वजह से वी आर रिड्यूसिंग द ग्राउंड वाटर लेवल एंड ग्राउंड वाटर लेवल इज गोइंग डाउन एंड डाउन। अब ये हम अपनी यूनिवर्सिटी का पिक्चर आपको दिखा रहे हैं कि ये क्या हो रहा है, ड्रिप इरिगेशन हो रहा है। ये हमारी यूनिवर्सिटी का एक ग्राउंड है, वहां पे ड्रिप इरिगेशन हो रहा है। बहुत अच्छी बात है। इससे पहले जो है वो फ्लड इरिगेशन होता था, यानी रात में ट्यूबवेल खोल दिया जाता था, पूरे लॉन में पानी भर जाता था पूरे ग्राउंड पे, और सुबह आके वो बंद कर देता था, पूरा पानी डबाडब पानी से लॉन भर जाता था। लेकिन अब क्या हुआ, स्प्रिंकलर लगाया गया, तो इससे क्या होगा, वाटर सेव होगा। लेकिन ये पिक्चर जो मैं आपको दिखा रहा हूं, ये मैं पर्पसली से दिखा रहा हूं कि जब ये वाटर स्प्रिंकलिंग हो रही थी उसके अगले दिन बारिश हो गई। यानी अगर हम इस दिन वाटर स्प्रिंकलिंग ना करते तो अगले दिन बारिश से हमारी फील्ड जो है वो इरिगेट हो जाती। यानी हम यूनिवर्सिटी में लोग जो रिस्पॉन्सिबल हैं वो उन्होंने ये नहीं सोचा कि लो हम जरा सा वेदर की पोजीशन देख लें, अगर कल परसों नरसों में बारिश होने वाली है तो व्हाई टू वेस्ट ग्राउंड वाटर। ग्राउंड वाटर वंस टेकन आउट इज लॉस्ट फॉर एवर। जमीन का पानी एक दफा अगर जमीन से निकल गया तो वो फिर ह्यूमैनिटी की लाइफ में वापस नहीं आना है। इन द ग्राउंड हम बहुत खुशी खुशी जो है वो अपने प्लांट्स को पानी देते हैं, लेकिन हम वेस्ट भी करते हैं। हम वेस्ट करते हैं कि हमने पाइप लगा दिया नल में और शुरू हो गए और पानी से लबालब भर दिया। वी हैव टू पे, वी विल पे for this overuse and misuse of the water. We will have to pay for overuse and misuse of the water. Today it is very easy to get a water bottle. आपके यहाँ कोई भी मीटिंग होगी, हमारे वहां कोई भी मीटिंग होगी, वो 3-3 रुपए 5-5 रुपए की बॉटल ला के लाइन से लगा दी जाएगी। अब वो पानी पी लीजिए, बॉटल फेंक दीजिए, वेस्ट जनरेट कर लीजिए। It is easy to get this water bottle, but we have to think the cost of this water. Cost in the terms of groundwater loss, costs in the terms of pollution, and when we produce this RO water, we used to waste 10 times the water which we are purifying. तो हमारा जो ड्रेन आउट हो रहा है पानी आरओ से, वो हमें कलेक्ट करना चाहिए. We should not throw it. The Prophet Muhammad has said that even if you are standing at a river, you should not waste water. Do not waste water even if you were at a running stream. अगर आप बहती हुई नदी के पास भी हैं तो आपको पानी को वेस्ट नहीं करना है. तीसरा चौथा इशू जो है वो बायोडाइवर्सिटी का है. जैसे जैसे हमारा डेवलपमेंट बढ़ रहा है, बायोडाइवर्सिटी रिड्यूस हो रही है. बायोडाइवर्सिटी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है बिकॉज ईच लाइफ इज लिंक्ड विद अदर लाइफ. Each life is linked with the other life. We have an ecological system. We have an ecological triangle जिसमें प्राइमरी और सेकेंडरी एंड टर्शरी लोग होते हैं जो इसको यूज करते हैं. तो बायोडाइवर्सिटी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. बायोडाइवर्सिटी धीरे धीरे जैसे जैसे इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट बढ़ रहा है, एग्रीकल्चर एक्टिविटी बढ़ रही है, बायोडाइवर्सिटी इज बीइंग लॉस्ट. बायोडाइवर्सिटी इज बीइंग लॉस्ट. So biodiversity is something very important. अगर ह्यूमैनिटी को अर्थ पे सर्वाइव करना है तो बायोडाइवर्सिटी को सेव करना पड़ेगा. We are losing plants and we are losing animals both at a very fast rate. Fast rate. जंगल में लिस्ट लगी है कि कौन सी स्पीशीज अब एंडेंजर्ड होने वाली है, कौन सी स्पीशीज है जो खत्म होने वाली है. बहुत सी लाइफ, बहुत सी स्पीशीज धीरे धीरे खत्म हो गई. हमारे लिए एक एग्जाम्पल जो सीधे सीधे एग्जाम्पल है वो है स्पैरो का. स्पैरो दिखना कम हो गई, बटरफ्लाई दिखना कम हो गई, हनी बी दिखना कम हो गई. अब बायोडाइवर्सिटी को बचाना है. बायोडाइवर्सिटी को बचाने के लिए सबसे पहले हमें अपना वेजिटेशन कवर बचाना पड़ेगा. बायोडाइवर्सिटी को बचाने के लिए हमें अपना वेजिटेशन कवर बचाना पड़ेगा. कोई बता सकता है कि ये किस चीज का पेड़ है? ये किस चीज का पेड़ है? कोई बता सकता है? विच ट्री इट इज? कौन सा ट्री है? कोई बता सकता है जो लगा हुआ है? एनीवन?
नीलगिरी सर.
सर अशोक.
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 अशोक, वेरी गुड. अशोक के पेड़ की साइज क्या होती है, क्या हो सकती है?
सर करीब 30 फीट के आसपास होना चाहिए.
30 फीट. और यहाँ पे क्या हाल बना रखा है हमने यूनिवर्सिटी में? इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स इंजीनियरिंग डिपार्टमेंट है ये हमारा.
3
हमने
से
क्या
4
हाल
फीट
बना
होगा.
रखा है?
3 to 4 फीट लग रहा है सर.
नहीं, फिट की बात छोड़िए, पत्ते कहाँ है उसमें? ये बताइए कि
हाँ,
पेड़
हाँ,
हमें
बिल्कुल,
फायदा कब देंगे? जब उसमें पत्ते होंगे ना.
बिल्कुल सर, बिल्कुल.
पेड़ का तना तो नहीं देगा फायदा हमें. और हम जो है गार्डनिंग के नाम पे क्या कर रहे हैं? पेड़ों का सर काटे हुए हैं. और ये देखिए 2020 का पिक्चर है और 2022 में 2 पेड़ मर भी गए. मरेंगे कि नहीं पेड़ ऐसे?
जी
इस
सर.
पेड़ को लगाने का कोई फायदा है? आप ये बता दीजिए मुझे.
नहीं सर, कोई फायदा नहीं.
कोई फायदा नहीं. और ये यूनिवर्सिटी में हो रहा है जहां हम लेक्चर दे रहे हैं कि प्लांट को लगाओ और बचाओ.
बचाओ.
ठीक.
राइट.
आप ये पिक्चर देखिए, अगर आप गौर से देख सकते हो. कोई एक कमेंट कर दे मुझे इस पिक्चर पे कोई. बट ये सॉफ्ट टीक है. ये क्या है? सॉफ्ट टीक है. इसके पत्ते आप देख रहे हैं, सारे पत्ते नोचे हुए हैं. दे आर ऑल टॉर्न. ये फुटपाथ है, हमारी यूनिवर्सिटी का एक रोड है, उसके फुटपाथ पे लगा हुआ है. जो जा रहा है वो पेड़ की पत्ती नोच ले रहा है. लेकिन जब लॉकडाउन हो गया तो इस पेड़ का क्या हाल है? अब इंप्रूव हो गया.
बिल्कुल सर.
तो अब आप देखिए, एक छोटी सी चीज है. देखिए ये हमारा फुटपाथ है रोड पे. लॉकडाउन पीरियड में हमारे प्लांट्स ने उसको टेक ओवर कर लिया. अगर हम चांस दें अपने प्लांट को, अपने ट्रीज को, अपने नेचर को, तो वो अभी भी ठीक हो सकता है.
जी जी.
उल्टे सीधे गिरे पड़े हैं पेड़, रात तूफानों से लड़े हैं पेड़. पेड़ हमारे लिए ऑक्सीजन देते हैं, पेड़ हमारे लिए फॉडर देते हैं, पेड़ हमें बर्ड्स के लिए नेस्ट प्रोवाइड करते हैं, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड को एब्जॉर्ब करते हैं, टेम्परेचर को मॉडरेट रखते हैं. लेकिन अगर हम पेड़ों की प्रूनिंग ही करते रहेंगे तो फिर क्या होगा? रिसाइकलिंग के ऊपर आर्टिकल लिखा जा रहा है और इतने पेपर खर्च कर दिए गए हैं। एनवायरमेंट पे आर्टिकल लिखा जा रहा है, पेज लिख लिख के फाड़ा जा रहा है। Who will solve the problem? What could be the solution? कहां से आएगा सोल्यूशन? सोसाइटी से आएगा, रीजन से आएगा, कंट्रीज से आएगा, कंट्रीज के ग्रुप से आएगा, कहां से आएगा सॉल्यूशन? इंडिविजुअल लोग जो है वो शोर मचा रहे हैं, प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं, स्कूल के बच्चे प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं कि भाई क्लाइमेट चेंज को चेक करो, क्लाइमेट चेंज को चेक करो, ग्लोबल वार्मिंग को चेक करें। बहुत से लोग अपनी जान दे रहे हैं। A man walks 700 kilometers backward to highlight the deforestation. Climate activists use drones to shut UK airport. यानी एक्सट्रीम पे चले जा रहे हैं। क्लाइमेट एनवायरमेंटल टेररिज्म कह रहे हैं कि ऐसे तो कोई सुन ही नहीं रहा है। हर कंट्री जो है वो अपना एमिशन बढ़ाए चला जा रहा है। What an individual can do. हम क्या करते हैं, हमने बहुत से डेज को जो है वो आइडेंटिफाई कर लिया है कि हम इसको ऑब्जर्व करेंगे। 26 जनवरी को इंटरनेशनल एनवायरनमेंट डे, 28 जनवरी को CO2 एमिशन डे, 21 मार्च को फॉरेस्ट्री डे, 22 मार्च को वाटर डे, 23, यानी हम ये डेट्स बस एक दिन के लिए हम जागरूक होते हैं। इससे काम नहीं चलेगा। वर्ल्ड फूड डे से काम नहीं चलेगा, वर्ल्ड फूड ईयर से काम चलेगा। एनर्जी कंजर्वेशन डे से काम नहीं चलेगा, एनर्जी कंजर्वेशन ईयर से काम चलेगा। वर्ल्ड हैबिटेट डे से काम नहीं चलेगा, वर्ल्ड हैबिटेट ईयर से काम चलेगा। एंड ईयर्स टुगेदर से काम चलेगा। क्या कर सकते हैं हम एज एन इंडिविजुअल? क्या कर सकते हैं हम एज ए इंडिविजुअल? क्या कर सकते हैं? हमें जितना प्लांट हम लगा सके, छोटे से छोटा प्लांट, चाहे वो धनिये का भी पौधा क्यों ना हो, मिर्च का पौधा क्यों ना हो, we have to plant the saplings and we have to protect those saplings. Nowadays solar energy, it has come in a big way to protect environment. लेकिन देखिए ये कहां तक सेफ माना जा सकता है। अभी तो बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, लेकिन अगले 50 साल में ये एक बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट करने जा रहा है। डेनमार्क, कोपेनहेगन कैपिटल, 6 लाख पॉपुलेशन और 6,50,000 साइकिल। 6 lakh is the population of Copenhagen and we have 6,50,000 bicycle, means everybody can move on a bicycle without thinking कि ये मेरी है कि मेरी नहीं है। हमने तो साइकिल को छोड़ ही दिया, हमने तो साइकिल को भुला दिया। इस पिक्चर के बारे में कोई कमेंट कर सकता है? इस पिक्चर के बारे में कोई कमेंट कर सकता है? मैं सिर्फ 5 मिनट लूंगा खत्म करने के लिए। कोई इस पिक्चर के बारे में कमेंट कर सकता है? Can anyone comment this picture on this picture? ये साइकिल का ग्रेवयार्ड है। It's a graveyard of bicycle. These are the bicycles.
सर मुझे लग रहा है कि ये कोरोना काल की साइकिलें हैं शायद।
जी, सहारनपुर में जो पंजाब और हरियाणा के लेबर साइकिल से सहारनपुर तक आए और सहारनपुर से बाई ट्रेन दे वर सेंट टू देयर लोकेशंस। तो इन सब ने अपनी साइकिलें बेचारे यहाँ छोड़ के चले गए और ये साइकिलें सब खत्म हो गई। अब गवर्नमेंट ने पिछले 50 साल पहले, 5 साल या 2 साल पहले 2024 में किसी को कॉन्ट्रैक्ट दिया कि भैया इसमें से जो ठीक ठाक है उसको बेच लो। तो हमने तो साइकिल खत्म कर डाली। ये हमारा वाटर ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट है यूनिवर्सिटी में। हमारा जो वेस्ट वाटर निकलता है वो बायोलॉजिकल तरीके से क्लीन किया जाता है। वी हैव अ बायोलॉजिकल प्रोसेस ऑफ क्लीनिंग आवर सीवर वाटर और फिर हम इसको यूज करते हैं इरिगेशन में। वी हैड अ प्रोजेक्ट in which 7 European countries were partner. This was done in our Department of Civil Engineering. You can see the 2 waters, one which is raw and one which is clean. ये मेरा आरओ सिस्टम है मेरे घर का। Seize the day and put the least possible stress in tomorrow. मेरे पास ये 2 बकेट हैं। मैं सारा ड्रेन वाटर कलेक्ट करता हूं और अपने प्लांट में इन्हीं से पानी देता हूं कभी कभी इस वाटर से मैं नहाता भी हूं, इस वाटर से मैं कपड़ा भी धुलता हूं, इस वाटर से मैं फ्लश में भी इस्तेमाल करता हूं, क्योंकि 1 लीटर पानी प्रोड्यूस करने में हम 3 लीटर पानी वेस्ट करते हैं आरओ में। और आरओ आजकल सबके घर में लगा हुआ है, सबके डिपार्टमेंट में लगा हुआ है, और उसका जो आउटलेट है जिससे वेस्ट पानी निकलता है वो सब ड्रेन आउट होके नालियों में जाके खराब हो जाता है। दिस इज अवर रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी दैट वी शुड कलेक्ट इट। सर्वपल्ली राधाकृष्णन साहब ने क्या कहा, जिनके नाम पे, जिनकी डेट ऑफ बर्थ पे हम टीचर्स डे मनाते हैं? He said, the human being is nothing more than the latest of a long series of living creatures. Even if evolution of life does not proceed higher than the human species, science threatens us with the possibility of its extinction. There is no life on the other planets because their scientists were more advanced. यानी हम ह्यूमैनिटी अपने को खत्म करने पे तुली हुई है। भगवान ने, गॉड ने ये दुनिया बनाई क्या इसीलिए से ह्यूमन को उसको लेके आना था? अगर ये हम मान भी लें कि अब ह्यूमन के बाद कुछ और नहीं बनना है, ह्यूमन वाज द लास्ट, तो ह्यूमंस देमसेल्व्स दे विल फिनिश देमसेल्व्स। दुनिया में 5 एक्सटिंक्शन हो चुके हैं। दुनिया में 5 दफा लाइफ 75 से लेके 85% तक वैनिश हो चुकी है, और 15 से 20% बची है जिससे फिर लाइफ शुरू हुई। 5 एक्सटिंक्शन हो चुके हैं। पहला 444 मिलियन ईयर एगो हुआ, दूसरा 375 मिलियन ईयर एगो, तीसरा 251 मिलियन ईयर एगो, चौथा 200 मिलियन ईयर एगो, और जो लास्ट एक्सटिंक्शन हुआ है 66 मिलियन ईयर एगो, जिसमें डायनासोर खत्म हो गए थे। और साथ में और भी लाइफ खत्म हुई थी, उसमें एक लाइफ अमोनाइट है जो मैंने पिक्चर आपको दिखा रखी है, ये भी खत्म हो गई थी। ऐसे 76%। तो 5 एक्सटिंक्शन हो चुके हैं। अब शायद हम छठे एक्सटिंक्शन की तरफ बढ़ रहे हैं। We are going to a 6th extinction. There is a book, The 6th Extinction by Elizabeth Colbert. उसने प्रूफ दिया है कि कैसे छठा एक्सटिंक्शन शुरू हो गया। अब से पहले जो 5 एक्सटिंक्शन थे वो नेचर के द्वारा लाए गए थे। The nature has brought the last 5 extinction. But this extinction, the 6th extinction, is brought by humanity, human beings, for themselves and for all other life forms. ग्लोबल वार्मिंग से बचने के लिए किताब छप गई, ग्लोबल वार्मिंग सर्वाइवल किट, द मस्ट हैव गाइड टू ओवरकम एक्सट्रीम वेदर, पावर कट्स, फूड शॉर्टेज एंड अदर क्लाइमेट चेंज डिजास्टर्स बाय ब्रायन क्लेग। तो क्लाइमेट चेंज, अब यहाँ पे क्या है कि हम अपने घरों में प्लांट लगाने के बजाय क्या लगाते हैं? प्लास्टिक के फूल लगाए हुए हैं हम लोगों ने। डेनिस ये कह रहा है कि ये फेक फ्लावर्स एंड लीव्स हैं, लेकिन मेरी मम्मा इनको पानी भी देती है और ज्यादा देती है। मम्मा बच्चे से पूछ रही है कि तुम्हारा ये खराब बिहेवियर क्यों है? बच्चा बोल रहा है क्लाइमेट चेंज की वजह से। ये पेंटिंग मैंने फोर्टिस हॉस्पिटल एस्कॉर्ट में खींची। ये पेंटिंग क्या बताना चाह रही है? ये पेंटिंग क्या बताना चाह रही है? जल्दी से मुझे कोई जवाब दे दे, जल्दी से मुझे कोई जवाब दे दे कि ये पेंटिंग क्या बताना चाह रही है। ये फोर्टिस हॉस्पिटल की है।
हार्ट में पूरा कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड है, कार्बन है पूरे हार्ट में।
लंग्स
में है, सॉरी।
हाँ, लंग्स को मतलब बचाने के लिए क्या करना चाहिए? पेड़ लगाने चाहिए, हैं? ये पिक्चर यही तो कह रही है। ये पिक्चर कह रही है
ग्रीनर प्लेनेट जितना ही होगा सर, उतनी वो क्या बोलते हैं, ऑक्सीजन आएगी और लाइफ विल बी बेटर ऑन अर्थ।
Yes, this picture I have taken just 10 days back from Fortis Hospital Escort। और उसी हॉस्पिटल में ये देखिए, ये प्लास्टिक के प्लांट लगे हुए हैं। उसी हॉस्पिटल में एक डॉक्टर साहब भी नजर आ रहे हैं, प्लास्टिक के प्लांट लगे। क्या जरूरत है इसकी भाई? आप पेंटिंग तो कुछ बना रहे हो और कर कुछ रहे हो। पैराडॉक्स, दिस इज द पैराडॉक्स। आजकल प्लास्टिक बैन हो गया है, आप सबको पता होगा, ठीक है? ये हमारे अलीगढ़ सिटी, अलीगढ़ स्मार्ट सिटी ने ये एक वॉल क्रिएट की है जिसमें प्लास्टिक की ग्रास और प्लास्टिक के प्लांट्स लगा रखे हैं। यानी एक ठेले वाला प्लास्टिक में केला बेचे, बनाना बेचे तो उस पे फाइन है। एक ठेले वाला अगर प्लास्टिक यूज कर रहा है तो उस पे फाइन है। और ये डिस्ट्रिक्ट स्मार्ट सिटी प्रोजेक्ट के लोग प्लास्टिक को वॉल के ऊपर उन्होंने क्लैडिंग कर रखी, ग्रीन अलीगढ़, क्लीन अलीगढ़, दे आर ग्रीनिंग द वॉल विद द प्लास्टिक. We have lot of responsibility. We have lot of responsibility as a teacher. One of our alumnus, Rajan Habib Khwaja, who was director of Coal India Limited, he was secretary minister of environment, Ministry of Environment. जितनी क्लाइमेट चेंज वाली कॉन्फ्रेंसेस मैंने लिस्ट दिखाई थी उसमें यही जाते थे. इनका यहाँ एक लेक्चर था, उन्होंने कहा कि जान है तो जहान है. दिस इज अ प्रोवर्ब. वो कहते हैं जहान है तो जान है, जहान है तो जान है. बटरफ्लाई, फ्लावर्स, घर के गुलदानों में शाहिद फूल होंगे कागजी और पर्दों पर प्रिंटेड तितलियां रह जाएंगी. हम अपने घरों में प्लास्टिक के फ्लावर्स एंड प्लांट्स रखेंगे और बटरफ्लाई तो हम अपने कपड़ों पे जो है वो छपवा लेंगे और पर्दों पे छपी छपी होगी, वही हम यूज कर लेंगे. तो एवरीथिंग इज लिंक्ड. May it be biodiversity, may it be climate change, may it be economy, may it be COVID, may be the humanity. And this is the last slide for you to have any question. This is our founder, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan. He was lampooned in 1881. इनको कार्टून बना के नेचुरी जोगी कहा जा रहा था, इनको चिढ़ाया जा रहा था. इनका कार्टून बनाया गया नेचुरी जोगी. साहब ये तो नेचुरी जोगी है, सांप बिच्छू और नागफनी से प्यार करते हैं. लेकिन आप सोचिए 1881 में इस आदमी का थॉट प्रोसेस. 1881, द फाउंडर ऑफ अलीगढ़ मुस्लिम यूनिवर्सिटी, सर सैयद अहमद खान, who has given us this much big university. Thank you. You must be having questions. You can ask if you want to. That's all from my side.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Dear participants, if you have any question or query, you may ask. Sir is here. Anyone? Any questions? Participant? I think, sir, there is no question.
थक गए सब लोग.
Calendar, sir?
नहीं सर, आपका कम्युनिकेशन बहुत क्लियर था सर, इसलिए कोई क्वेश्चन अराइज नहीं हो रहा है. और ये डेली लाइफ में हम सबसे जुड़ा हुआ है ये
जी,
तो इसलिए बहुत क्लियर.
थैंक यू.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for our brainstorming. Hope things will change soon.
Yes, we have a big responsibility. We have to act ourselves and we have to ask our students to act. छोटा छोटा ही तरीके से सही, लेकिन करना पड़ेगा.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for delivering such a nice and I will say the informative lecture. I was continuously here and I was also enlightened with your words. I think there is no more questions, sir. So
Okay.
I would like to end the session of today. Dear participant, tomorrow the next session will start at the same time, 45. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir.
At what time, sir?
Yes.
1:45 as usual.
थैंक यू सर.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
शुक्रिया सर, बहुत बहुत.
थैंक यू सो मच सर.
थैंक यू सर. थैंक यू.
सर मुमकिन हो तो इसकी पीडीएफ शेयर कर दें.
हाँ,
अगर
मैं पीडीएफ शेयर कर दूंगा. बिल्कुल बिल्कुल
जज़ाक-
पीडीएफ शेयर कर
जज़ाकल्लाह
दूंगा
सर.
मैं. अभी तो नहीं, लेकिन मैं रात में किसी और शेयर कर दूंगा. ठीक है.
बेहतर सर.
ठीक. थैंक यू.